is Friday, and it's time for M&D Supply, where good help is easy to find. Talking to Frank McHaney, and today we're going to talk drills and saws and a little bit of everything with the DeWalt brand. Can't go wrong with that.
Good brand, good homeowner brand, good light commercial grade, even all the way up into the industrial lines. The big thing we want to talk about today is, a lot of people come in, they got projects they're working on. What tool do I use? What's going to make my job easier? And how can I get something that's inexpensive and get the job done right? So to show you a few things about different tools and what the differences are, because a lot of new things and tools are coming out. Of course, the lithium batteries entered the market about 4 years ago.
That's changed everything, hasn't it?
That's changed everything.
Much lighter and lasts longer.
Well, yeah. I mean, just compare these two batteries here. Here's an 18-volt old school.
Take it off there. Show people what we're talking about. Okay. That's the old school.
This is the old school battery, and then here's the new 12-volt lithium.
Wow.
Okay, lighter weight. This weighs about maybe 8 or 9 ounces. This weighs about 2 pounds.
Yeah, and when this came out, I thought it was the greatest thing ever.
Oh, and it was.
And it was.
I mean, it was all we had. And now these batteries, now DeWalt has done something kind of cool that the other manufacturers have not. The 18-volt NiCad and the 18-volt lithium will interchange with your tools. Gotcha. Now, when you move up to the 20, that's a whole new story. So you're going to go with a different charger, different battery then. But. Yeah.
And I've got everything. I use this and put my battery on my lights, my saws, and my drivers.
Yeah, exactly. And the great thing about lithium charged batteries now, like on this DeWalt, what we call a Sawzall, hacksaw, whatever you might want to call it, is the lithium's charged within 30 to 45 minutes, fully charged. Okay, and they run full power all the way through. Unlike your cadmium batteries, as the battery wears down, it gets weaker.
Sure.
Pretty soon, you got to change it out whether the battery's dead or not, because it won't turn the screw anymore.
Gotcha.
These will go full power, but when it's done, it's over. It's going to go plunk. It's going to go off. Okay,
well,
so it's pretty cool.
Made of.
Now this is a little 12-volt. Very lightweight. Here, feel this. This probably thing doesn't even weigh 2 pounds.
Yeah.
Very light. So if you're working on plumbing or you're trying to cut holes in certain areas where you might want to put a light kit in or anything like that, this is the nicest tool that more electricians, more overhead door people are using. So look, watch how simple it'll cut this little pipe here.
Like butter.
Like butter. Okay, very simple. I mean, and a general purpose blade, you can use this to cut PVC, you can use it to cut, we have bimetal blades you can use in here to cut steel. Very lightweight, easy to use. So if you've got something you don't have this in your toolbox, you might want to send mom over. These two kits right now, a Sawzall and an impact or a drill, okay, are running about $199. That's $100 a tool. Hard to find a lithium grade unit right now for $100. Plus, these are 12-volt. They're lighter, easier to handle, especially if you're in the work site and you're an electrician. Maybe you got this in your hand all day long. Okay, would you rather have this guy in your hand all day long or this guy in your hand all day long?
You're right.
So much better. So I'm gonna let you do the screws. The two different things about
is this an impact?
That's an impact. Two different things about impacts.
Frank, I was doing a fence, and someone said, you need an impact for this, and so I went and got one, and wow, it made a difference. Pops those screws in quick.
Absolutely.
What's the difference?
Okay,
what makes
the impact is, in a regular drill like this, when you got a screw and you're driving the screw in, the drills, as the torque gets tighter, the screw gets tighter, and you're driving it in, it pushes the bit out, and therefore you're stripping your screws. Stripping the heck out of screws all the time, and you get upset, of course, because it's doing that. So, and it will do the job, but you got to put a whole lot of pressure on it to get the job done. Unlike with an impact wrench like this one, okay, when it does drive it in, okay, as the screw gets tighter, it begins to impact. In other words, it's hammering. Okay, and what that's doing, it's forcing the head of the screw, the head of the bit into the screw, keeping it in and drilling the screw all the way down inside.
Okay.
Okay?
You're not going to demonstrate it for us?
All right.
Oh, you got to get it. There you go.
And see, here's what I was talking about. See, this is a lithium, but I'm using a NiCad battery on it. So these will interchange until you get to the 20-volt.
Gotcha.
Okay? You want to do one of these?
Sure.
These are pretty cool.
I told you I just got through with the fence. I've done a lot of those, but you see how easy
See how easy that was? Look, I mean, very little, no pressure, and it drops it right in. Once you hear the ratcheting, the thing is down and done. It's done its deed. Okay.
Well, how does it know to not keep going and drive right through the wood?
Well, the little ratcheting effect tells you when it's done. Of course, some of these, you can buy an upper line that gives you grades of strength, or how far you want it to go.
Okay, like
so
this one here.
Yeah, like you can turn down the power and And this one, you turn down the power so it won't go so far. Cabinet guys who work on cabinets love the ones that you can change the amount of pressure it's going to put on the screw.
Sure.
So you don't go all the way through a certain area. Okay? Let's try this one. I'll let you do this one.
Okay.
I'll hold the mic. All right, James is going to demonstrate. So right there, you
stripping
feel
the head. That's because it's on a high pressure, but you can back off of that, and
you can back off of that. But another thing that happens, it doesn't ratchet. This one, when it hits the bottom and it's done, it ratchets so it doesn't strip your screw.
Okay. Let me get this back from you before you end up taking my job.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of little extra things. If you're ever working on an area where you're hard to get to, maybe there's a screw at a 90-degree angle and you can't get to it. Okay. This little guy that DeWalt came up drops right into your impact wrench. And it swivels, so it goes all the way 360 degrees. You can get a screw this way, to the right, to the left, to the downside. The Dremel Multimax. Okay, if you're a one-tool guy, say, look, I want one tool that does it all. This one will cut, it will sand, it will blend, it'll polish, sand. Anything you want to do with this tool, it can do.
Does it do the dishes? Okay, that's
it'll give you time to do the dishes.
There you go. Good comeback.
So, the nice little tool. Dremel makes one. Craftsman makes one. Bosch makes a tool. We have all three. So if you have a brand preference, okay, we can hook you up on it. What I want to tell everybody today is, hey, you don't know what tool to use. You want to get the right tool, least expensive money put out of your pocket, something right for the toolbox. Come see us. We'll recommend the right tool to get your job done right.
Okay, Frank McHaney, M&D Supply, where good help
is easy to find.
There you go.